hear and see me well? All the other rooms are ready as well. Yes, all the rooms are ready. Great. Well, greetings to you, my dear friends, to this extended webinar. First of all, I'd like to explain why we are all here. As you know, in the company, there has been and will be a lot of changes. And therefore, last month, we launched a questionnaire, a survey, whereby we would like to find out, to see our leaders, new partners, maybe who understand what NEEW is and who would like to be in the company for the next 1, 5, 10 years. And this is the reason why we started this survey in many languages, for us to assess who we have today. And I'm really grateful to all those who completed this survey. There are a lot of leaders or partners who haven't attended the Ambassadors Council or meetings of local leadership councils. So welcome, guys. And I'm very pleased that we have active partners who do not only believe in you, but most importantly, take the relevant actions to implement new economic evolution of the world. And our today's meeting will have several blocks or sections. First of all, Evorich marketing plan, and we will tell you how the marketing will develop further on and which changes to the marketing plan to expect. Secondly, you will be provided with the selection criteria for members of the local leadership councils and ambassadors council. And at Eventy in Dubai, we will announce the names of the people who will become members of local leadership councils and global council. Give me plus if you would like to be a member of the local council. Okay, great. But would you like to be a member of the global council? Give me 2, please, if you would like. Okay, I do see these people. Great. But who would like to become a member of the presidential council? Give me 3, please. Great. Oleg, Galina, Ruby, Svetlana, Dhruv, super. Well, and today, guys, you will learn about the eligibility criteria for you to qualify for the membership in different councils. And we made some changes to what we had last year, some changes to the conditions. And I believe you will find it interesting. Then today we will talk about a new opportunity about speakers, for speakers and coaches. Give me 4 if you would like to become a speaker, a coach, the person who creates, designs, trainings and helps others, not only with your structure, but with the whole company, and covers the whole company. Give me 4 if you believe that you're calling or you wish to become a speaker and a coach. Huyana Yala, Anna, Lyubov, Lirio, Yan, Stepan, Gulnar, Dr. Mimi, Harvinder, Elena, Emmanuel, Chris, Redmar, and there will be news for you as well. And you will learn the criteria for speakers, who speakers are, and which positions there are some vacancies, which positions are vacant. And those people who would like to become a speaker, you can get an additional stream of income by providing different trainings, events, activities, do coaching and help the company grow. But it's not the only things. We will talk about new regulations on the setup of offices. Would you like to have offices in your countries? Give me 5 in the chat box if you would like. I believe they are the same people who give the different numbers. 3, 4, 5. Would you like to become a speaker? Myself. A member in the council? Myself. A member in the presidential council? I would like. So we are multifunctional and would like to be everywhere. Well, after learning these criteria today, you will understand whether the office will be in your country and most importantly, whether you would like to feel responsible. We have a lot of newcomers, leaders who would like to join, but this is an additional load of responsibility. When you grow in the company, your mandate expands and accordingly you get additional remuneration. Therefore, it's important not only to wish, to desire, but to act. And we will talk about this. Well, the first speaker for today is, I don't know why I cannot do it. Give me a minute, please. I don't know why, but I cannot enter. Okay. The first speaker will join the room. I will not reveal his name, but I believe you are impatient to meet him and we are looking forward to getting the news. But first of all, let's discuss Evorich marketing plan and its details. And I want this topic, this theme. Here I see him. Great. Then I pass over to our beloved Andrey Havratov, who will tell us about the new marketing plan. And many partners do not still understand that last year we transited to a new marketing plan and some conditions changed. Conditions for closing your ranks. And Andrey will announce this. I hand over to him about the transition to a new Evorich marketing plan. Andrey, are you with us? I see him in the list of participants, but can't see him. You know, in Zoom, when we ask this question, are you here? Do you hear me? It's like you actually guessing in January. So when you are playing with some ghosts, do you hear me? Are you here? So I always have this association. Please give me some signs that you can hear me. Mila is joking. Somehow Andrey fails to join. Andrey, please tell me if you can see and hear me. Give us another minute, please, to fix it. We see that Andrey is in the room, but he doesn't hear us. He doesn't have his microphone active. Well, let's start, and as soon as Andrey joins, he will start. we are looking forward to seeing him, as it's really important that this topic is delivered by you. Well, let's move on. Please tell me if you are aware that last year we changed the marketing plan. Give me one. And if you don't know, give me two. Okay, great. Most people are aware, but there are some who are not. Yes, well, it happened since before all the sales and purchases went through the Academy of Private Investor, and when people bought educational packages, they got CIUs as a bonus. And since we started to divide the companies, and when we set up Evorich and the investment projects were implemented through UGPay Group, we updated our marketing plan. And there was the news announced by Andrey in person. And at the webinars, we also said that we have new requalification. What does this mean? Requalification in common companies, MLM companies, happens once a month when a person is to prove his rank. And from the very setup of our company, we said that there will be no confirmation of this rank, and as soon as you reach it, you will have this status for the forthcoming period of company's operation. And we were in compliance with this idea for over the last 6 years of our foundations, and there was common marketing plan. But what happened last year? Last year, when we introduced Evorich, the marketing plan changed, and grandfathers, old partners, you noticed that percentages changed. Give me a plus if you saw the difference between the new and old marketing plan. Andrey is here. Should I pass over to you? Can you hear us? Guys, can you hear me now? Okay, great. Do we have Dragas here? Because he will speak after myself. Okay, welcome to all of you. There were some connection glitches. Look, and in continuation, Evorich marketing plan was modified a bit. Before that, client didn't earn. No, the client was meant the registered user, whereas now we have the registered user who may actually earn from 3 levels. But in 2019, there were a lot of statuses. Mostly there was the promotion for advancing along your statuses. And what we saw, those people who were presidents, actually, I want that it would lead to some challenges, some troubles. What are they? They are that there are a lot of top leaders. I will give you an example. I will give you one story for you to understand which leaders we have. They are not all of them like this, but most people back then are similar to this story. If you remember this story, give me a plus. If not, I will tell you. But this is a story about a butterfly. So one person wanted to see how it goes out of its egg. Silkworm, how it gets out of its egg. If you know this story, give me a plus. If you don't, give me a minus. I see that many people know. But the story is the following, that this silkworm is very attractive when it flies away from its egg and becomes a butterfly. It is very beautiful. And one man wanted to see it and bought an egg of silkworm and start seeing that it is shaking, and quite soon the butterfly will appear. First of all, there was a tiny hole, and he wanted to help the butterfly a lot and made this hole bigger. And sometime after, he cut a bigger hole with scissors, and he see that this moth is getting out, but it's not butterfly. And then he looks for another 2 days, and he sees that this insect is trying hard, and then he cut it this hole bigger. Then he sees that the insect is trying to get out, quite unclear, and he doesn't understand where the beauty is. And then he cut the hole, and eventually he see an insect quite ugly with small wings, and the same day it dies. And the idea of this story is the following: that you may not interfere into the processes of evolution. Why this moth is so beautiful? Because it is quite fat, but then it gets its wings, and when it gets through this hole, it starts appearing to become, or turning to become, a very beautiful insect. And it makes this hole bigger and bigger on its own, and flies away. And this moth is incredibly beautiful. You may find some pictures on YouTube. And the truth is that you should not interfere into the processes of natural phenomena and the human development. But what is our marketing plan? I would like to explain. And I'm sure with 1000% certainty that our marketing plan is most money generating in the world. Why? Because to find one leader is not a problem. But to find a second leader, when you find him or grow him to become a leader, you should work really hard. And the third leader in your first downline, this is something unbelievable. If someone has 3 leaders in his first downline, I can assure you that your earning a year will be 1 million. And why? The math is simple. 3 leaders in the first downline, and pick up the pen and write it down. Line second, you have 9, 27 in line 3, 81 in 4, in 5, 243, in 6. Is that right? 3 by 3, 9, then 27, line 4, 81, 5, 243, 6, 729, and 7. You have 2,187, and altogether you have 3,000 leaders in your structure. 3,000 leaders. These 3 top leaders in your first downline will create a structure composed of over 3,000 leaders, and each leader makes up from 5 to 10,000. Or 1,000 each, at least. If 3,000 to be multiplied by 1,000, you have 3 million turnover. And it is almost the president, approximately, almost.
With this sales volume, they check in any company if the structure is built correctly. And by built correctly, I mean working with your first line. And put down the following statement: the wider your width, the more money you have in depth. In other words, the more people you have in your first line, the more money you will take from the depth of your structure. This is the ABC of multi-level marketing. Doesn't matter if a company is a multi-level or binary, or if it's a matrix based, or it's a hybrid of 1 tier, 2 tier, binary, multi-level. company, if you don't have a well-developed first level, you will make little money. So our company is built in such a way that I realized that to find a leader is already solid work in the first level. Well, in network marketing, it happens. It's like a multi-tiered cake, layers. First, you get like a biscuit layer, then you have the cream, then biscuit and cream again. And in network marketing, non-leaders bring in leaders. And in order to bring a leader, you need to get to become a leader. So I noticed that I'm a top leader, but I cannot bring in a top leader myself. I motivate them, I work with them, and then they come, those top leaders, and register under another person who is not a leader. And for some reason, they registered under them. And people who've been working for a long time in network marketing must have noticed. So in the marketing plan and the leadership plan, you need to have 2 leaders in your first level for sure. It's a must. And then 2 more leaders in the 3rd, 4th, and lower tiers, because you can always find somewhere deep a potential future leader and raise that leader. And our marketing plan is built to do that. And when we are at Evorich in Dubai, I will show it clearly how it's done to those people with whom we will build this business next year, why you need to have 2 personally recruited leaders and 2 in-depth, even if they are in the 2nd, 3rd, 5th, 10th level. So look, here's one important thing. And one more thing, sorry, why it's a money-making marketing plan, because from the 6th level to infinity, you can make up to 12% in depth. It doesn't mean that everyone will receive 12%. This is the potential. So with the new marketing plan, until leader manager, you get 1% for each classification. When you become manager, when you become a consultant and you attract 1 consultant into your first level, then the difference between you and him as a consultant in depth is just 1%. So you will get 1% from his entire structure. And big money come from the 6th level to infinity. I'm talking about big leaders structures. And then you get less money when you have a leader such as you who cuts you off a little bit. So you're 7th level, his 6th level, and that's where you get cut off. So if this is your first level, then they help you increase your income. And then part of that income you receive from the 6th level to infinity. So the first thing is that 20% of the in-depth is being paid by the company, and between qualifications and leaders that you get, it's 0.5% minimum difference. Well, I think if you're a person per president, it's 0.3%. But then if we're talking about tens of millions of dollars, then 0.3% from millions of dollars is quite a lot of money when you're president. So what happened in 2019, and I said, let's live and see, although I should have said no. And I should have insisted on not applying this system or do it like 2 by 2. And we had express qualification promotion when you become a consultant. And for that, you needed to have just 1 agent in the first level and 1 agent in depth. And when you became a manager back then, when you had 1 consultant in the first level and 1 more in other branch. A leader manager was a person who had 1 manager in the first line and 1 manager in depth. You became a top manager when you had 1 leader manager personally and 1 in depth. And because of that, and I must, I guess, apologize if I offend you, but this is very much similar to my story of a silkworm and the moth. Let me show you the difference on the real picture. If we made that slide, could we please show it? Please change the slides in the English room as well. Okay, according to the promo qualification, we had 1 manager had 1 consultant in the first level and 1 in depth, whereas the standard marketing plan, which for a manager would become, you need to to have 2 consultants in your first level and 2 consultants in the in-depth, and then you become a leader manager. And leader manager is a very powerful status, because if a person achieves the leader manager, they have a totally different realization. They become an advocate of the company. They protect the company. I'll explain it to you in numbers. If a leader manager becomes a leader manager according to the standard plan, they would have generated with their structure at least $300,000 or even $1 million. So you can imagine a person who already generated this kind of volume. It's not an entrepreneur anymore. It's a business professional, because entrepreneurs make up to $50,000. So it's the sales volume, 50, even $80,000. That's why in many countries you have concessions on taxation if you generate $50,000 to $80,000, because if you generate 50,000, you're still an entrepreneur. Whereas the business professional, businesswoman, businessman makes $200,000, $300,000, $500,000 a month. So when you become a leader manager, then with your structure, you generated at least $300,000 without the promo qualification. I mean, in standard marketing plan. And a top manager, that's why they are called tops. They are in the top leadership core of the company. So you need to have 4 leader managers, 2 personal leader managers, and 2 leader managers in depth. And for you to have 2 personal leader managers, you need to generate approximately 15 consultants. When you have 15 consultants in your first level, that's when you're going to have 100% guarantee that you will have 2 leader managers in your first line. And that's where incredible growth happen. And before promo qualifications, our leader managers made from $5,000 to $10,000 a month. A top manager, back then Mila was top manager, she was making $50,000. Armand was top manager, was making $80,000. When he became vice president, his check was $100,000. And when you become a president under the and when people became presidents under the promo qualifications, checks reduced, because there were people who didn't do the work that they were supposed to do, and they decreased the checks of other people. We have presidents who make $300, $500 a month. It's disgrace for our company. It's a shame, because in my logic, according to the good marketing plan, presidents should be making at least $50,000. And when a person becomes a president and he's a full-fledged president under the marketing plan, their volume will be from $30 to $50 million, and they will be making from $80,000 to $120,000 a month. That's why the marketing plan was devised in the first place. So, dear friends, things that we said last year that we need a year to support, to prove your status, confirm your status, we gave a year. So on the 1st of October, from the 1st of October to the 1st of November, well, we'll give some time to our IT guys, but on the 1st of November, you will see in your back office the old status according to the crypto unit and the new status according to Evorich. And those people who were passive or who are passive today, we have lots of leaders. Out of 70 presidents, I think 10, 15 presidents, not even 15, 10 presidents are really working presidents. Out of all vice presidents, I guess we have 15, 20 people who are active. And we have, I think, around 100 vice presidents. As for top managers, I think we have around 450 many top managers and 50 active top managers. And the worst part about it is the top managers that I calculated today. I saw one of my presidents in my third level, and they're not even consultants. If we take the marketing plan, he is a president in my third level, but according to our marketing, Evorich marketing plan, he's not even a consultant. He doesn't have 2 agents in his first level and 2 in depth. So he will be an agent according to the new Evorich plan, but he will always have a chance to prove that he is a president. And when he becomes a president, he will be making quite a lot of money. Yes, it is a big blow for the company and for many leaders. When Dragash will speak after me, he said, so what's the point of being a president if you're not even making $1,000? Just a status that you're a president? Well, I think it's a disgrace for the company. when a person show their check for the months and they don't have it in $1,000. Some of the presidents don't have it. I'd say it's funny, it's ridiculous. I saw some agents that made it to the top 30 checks. He was just an agent, but he attracted people, like 3 people for $100,000, and he made it to the top 30 checks. So I guess it is a blow at our old guard, old timers. And I think those people who like challenges, it is a chance for you to prove that you are capable of recovering or confirming your status. There will be Dragoš speaking after me, then Armand, Mila, and I will wrap it up. We would like to set up a team right now who are ready to move with us for at least 10, 15, 20 years forward. And those people who will tell themselves that MLCI business is the business of my life's work of my life. I like talking to people, helping people. I like turning people into leaders. I want to have people coming, being afraid of big money, being afraid of doing business. And then in 5 years, that person has become a multi-level crowd investing industry leader. He is a professional in investing, business building. They know how to build business on any territory with any segment of business. So those people who are capable of generating volumes, because in our business, so what's most important is what is characteristic of our business, that we're not affected by the economical crisis, economic problem, salaries. The smaller the salaries in the country, the bigger the structures grow in those countries. The only factor that affects our business is 5 rendezvous a day. If a person regularly conducts 5 rendezvous a day and they have a structure of 5, 15, 20 people, and you are ready to train them, then you can have 100, 1,000 rendezvous a day, 10,000 rendezvous a day, because you and your structure can cover that many meetings, that many people. Some people have first 1 rendezvous, then 5, and then more. And the more rendezvous we have, the more information we get around, then the bigger grows our business and the faster grows our business. So people who are ready to say that MLCI is the business of their life will get the best opportunities for the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years. We're talking about people who write their own history in multi-level crowd investing. And now I would like to pass the floor to Dragoš. Thank you, Andrey. This is Dragoš. I hope everyone can hear me. Give me a plus in the Russian chat if you can hear me. Well, this is Dragoš speaking, but I guess you can hear me. Good. So what Andrey said is really very, very important for all of us. We joined this business because we're interested in spreading the word and making money. I guess this is something everyone can get behind. And I think our business is the business of advantages. And it is important to achieve a certain rank and to build a career. And also, I'm sorry, guys, we have too many open mics in the Italian room. Let's wait for them to turn them off. Okay, I hope that you can hear me now. Okay, so what I wanted to tell you is this. We join business because we want to make money, we want to achieve good results, And those results then are remunerated according to the efforts and time that were dedicated to the company. And the reason I said that what Andrey said was very important is because we can now analyze and see what has been achieved in the past and what is in store for us in future. We can, yes, go back to our express qualification. And this opportunity allowed many people to speed up their career growth, but unfortunately, it did not allow people to make good money. And yes, unfortunately, it was a sad mistake when we decided to set on that path. Because if a person is a president, they should be earning money as presidents. And during one of our meetings, Andrey asked, do you think this decision is the correct one? And I said, of course, it is correct one, because a president cannot simply be driving an old used car instead of driving like a classic car as a Mercedes or a BMW or even Lamborghini. So there is no point in being a president if you cannot enjoy the perks of a president. And we picked or chose MLCI as our business because we don't want to work in a traditional business. And we are all co-owners of the products and services that we sell. And this is the biggest difference compared to the traditional business or any other traditional MLM business. And all those results are possible if we follow the correct strategy, if we focus on our network growth and on the growth of our sales volume. And you know what the secret of our Evorich bonus plan is? It's quite simple. The secret that I wanted to share with you is duplication, is to teach duplication to our new partners to achieve the desired result, which is to first achieve the rank of the consultant, the core rank. And that's why we teach our new partners how to get to that rank. So you can see on the right, you have a wonderful example on this slide. For example, a manager needs to have 2 consultants in their first level, or even more. Even more would be even better. And then we teach them to have consultants in their first line too. And that's how we build our career. But we should not be complacent. We should not settle on just being managers. We should always strive to become something bigger, better. And that's why we teach our newcomers to aim for the stars as well. And as you know, the first core rank is the consultant. And you can become a consultant in literally 1 week. And this is how you launch this mechanism. I teach my partners to become consultants, and they teach their structures to become consultants. And automatically, I get a well-developed structure, a structure that allows me to make very good commissions. That's why all of us should aim to become presidents who would be making millions of dollars a month. And I'm not talking about sales volumes. I'm talking about commissions here, because we are working on the increase of our first line, and we have no barriers, no limits here. We can build our first line as wide as possible. And it is up to us how many leaders we can make in our first line. And then we teach them to make small steps. And the first small step is to become a consultant. So thank you very much for your attention. And I implore you, do not try and work with your depth of your structure. Work with the first line, first level, and the result is going to be simply incredible. And now I'd like to pass the floor to Armand, who will tell you some important points, how our consults are structured, how we can interact with our partners and local leaders, global leaders, and the management of the company. Therefore, today you will witness our strategic system, and I'm passing the floor to Armand, and I see you already here, and please take over. And when I said again $1 million a month, I saw that you put a smiley face in the chat, right? Like fireworks or something. I know that everyone would like to make $1 million a month. I mean, it's everyone's desire. And remember, I'm keeping my eyes on you. So I'm passing the floor to you.
Hello, guys. This is Armand. Can you hear? Can you see me? Dragas, yes, that's right. When you start diving into the world of investing, you understand that million a month is a must. But I'd like to ask you guys, could you please use the scale from 1 to 10, or let's do it this way. Please write down why in the chat box, write down in any language, write it down why today you need statuses, finances, what you would like. Please, everyone, write this down in the chat boxes. Because what I know what Dragas wants, and he doesn't need $1 million a month. He needs much more, as he wants to drive the cars, and at least he needs $500,000 for them. To be financially independent, financial freedom. Status to attract attention, money, trust, dream implementation, financial freedom. I like the way Jose says, I want to become the one who is the driver of the company's development. Dreams, goals, guys, look, each of you has this opportunity, and I'd like you give the next slide, please. Next slide. And now look at this slide. Next one. So the regulation and criteria for the selection of new people. And could you please write down to me, 1, if you feel as a partner, 2, if you feel as a local leader, and 3, if you feel that you are a top leader and your place is only to be a top leader, and give me 4 if you feel as if you would like to become not top leader of this company, but you would like to be the one who develops the company, drives this company to its goals, to its objectives. You know, one of my trainers said, you must set the goals that would go beyond the universe. So crazy goals should be set. And I see 3s, 4s, 2s, and great. Guys, if you look at what is here, you will be provided with PDF presentation as well for you to keep it nearby. But now, please give me a figure in the chat of how long you've been in the company. Either 1, 2, 3. If less than a year, then give me 5. 27 months, 4.5 years, 2.5, 2, 3, 4, 2, 5, 3, 2. Great. Okay, then the next slide is for you. And it will be very easy to understand. All those people who meet these criteria, qualification criteria, status should be consultant, manager, local leader, top manager, vice president, president. Give me a plus if you already have this status. Give me a plus, please. Either of these statuses. Great. Super. Okay, let's move on. Give me 2 pluses if the time of your time in the company. So if you meet the first 2 criteria, the status and time in the company. Now it will take longer for you to look through your structure, or if you are an active partner, you must understand, you must know the number of your structure. So the structure should be at least 1,000 people. So if you match these 3 criteria, give me 3 pluses. If you are a consultant or a manager or vice president, 1 year or more, 1,000. Then turnover in your structure is over 10,000 per month, is at least 10,000 per month. If you meet these 4 criteria, please give me 4 pluses. 4 pluses. Okay, guys, we are coming close. And if your personal investment is over 3.5 thousand, is at least 3.5 thousand, then give me 5 pluses, please. If you meet the conditions above and this one, all those people with 5 pluses, guys, you are almost eligible to become a member of the local leadership council. And what local leadership council will expect, I will announce it a bit later, but give me 6 pluses if you undertook Master Profi, $1 Million Partner, MLCI Pro, Prof Investor, minimum categories 2. Give me 6 pluses if you have already bought it, Prof Investor of 2nd category. All those people with 6 pluses, next slide, by the way. These are the criteria for the local leadership council, and what privileges will a member of the local leadership council will get. Well, you can earn extra income up to 5% of the country's turnover, meaning that one stream of income is your structure, but in addition to that, you will get a bonus by the company for working in your country. I will give you an example. Each leader is a person who works not for his structure, but he also helps the one who joins, and he doesn't care whether this person is in his structure or in someone else's structure. We all help each other for our company to grow. And it is one of the attributes of a leader which is promoted and encouraged by our company. So career opportunities and membership of the Top Leaders Council. Today, Top Leaders Council is built, a new council will be built that will be similar to local leadership council. So there will be local leadership council and top leaders council. A bit later, I will explain to you who top leaders are and which criteria there are. Number 3, opportunity to grow the personal brand through the company's target audience. What does it mean? It means that you will become follow-up speakers, coaches, trainers, and you can represent company in your country. If you are interested, give me 8 in the chat box. Because number 4 is opportunity to create and promote your own values and usefulness as new in new context. You know what new is, where we aim at and what we intend to reach, and we will gain it. But most importantly, where you will be positioned as part of this community, which is your position here. And the possibility to get additional streams of income as a speaker, as a mentor, as a coach, trainer of the company. This is about selection of those people who today, actually most of you meet these criteria. But now look at these privileges or opportunities, and using the scale from 1 to 10, please give me whether you are interested. 1, I'm not interested at all. 10, I'm very interested. Okay, then welcome. Next slide, please. And now you see Top Leaders Council. Let's move on. Let's continue. If you are for over 2 years in a company, give me 1 plus. If your structure includes over 10,000 people, give me 2 pluses. So you are in the company for over 2 years and you have over 10,000 people in your structure, then give me 2 pluses. Great. Here we filter out top leaders. If your turnover, your structure turnover is over 100,000 units, give me 3 pluses. If not, then 2 pluses. Great, congratulations. If your accumulated turnover in total over 1 million and you have set up a company, a million company, then give me 4 pluses. Then congratulations to you separately, guys, because you are the owners of the company of 1 million and over millions of US dollars. But if your personal investment is at least 15,000, and can you please tell me what this amount equals to? Why do you need to invest personally 15,000? Can you write it down, please? Thank you. Congratulations, Atul, Emanuele, President. President with the personal investment of 15,000. And if you have over 15,000, that there should be 5 pluses. Super. We have such people, and those guys who would like to meet these criteria, you have everything possible, because to be a member of Top Leaders Council, you should be in the local leadership council for at least 1 year. Those people who were in the local leadership council or ambassadors council, these are those that will be nominated for Top Leaders Council. And trainings to take Master Profi, MLCI Pro, and Investment Consultant. So now, if you have taken Master Profi, MLCI Pro, or an Invest Consultant, you must have 6 pluses. Give me 6 pluses if you have them. Well, thank you. You are the candidate for Top Leaders. And what are the privileges and opportunities of Top Leaders Council? Next slide, please. Look, opportunity to earn extra income up to 5% of the world's total, which means the difference between a local leader and a top leader is that local leader works only in his country, whereas top leader works globally. This is the person, the corporate person, career opportunity and membership of the Presidential Council. A bit later, I will tell you why the Presidential Council or the Presidential Board and why there is the need for requalification, because the Presidential Council will be exclusive. Then opportunity to grow the personal brand, but not locally, whereas this time globally. Then you will be able to announce or to stand out. And you know, our company supports all your interventions of the local leadership councils who come and say, I'm ready to be responsible for this. And many people today who were in MLCI department, then we had Presidential Council. They are all those people who do not develop their structures only and help each other, but most importantly, they are the ones who cannot but imagine their life without this company. And we all, dear friends, and personally myself, I will stay here until the very end, until the moment when this company is well known by everyone, when in all the news channels they talk about this company. And therefore, if you have the same approach, guys, then membership in the Top Leaders Council is for you. Well, opportunity to create and promote your own values. And again, this is what you get here continuously. It will be provided to you. But most important opportunity is additional sources of income as a speaker. Please tell me, those who gave me pluses, those who took Master Profi, MLCI Pro, use the scale from 1 to 10, use the scoring from 1 to 10, give me 1 if you dislike it, and 10 if you like it a lot. Assess the work of speakers. And I will share a secret. These persons get additional remuneration from the company. Would you like, on top of your income, to earn extra? But would you like to have different business trips and they will be fully covered by the company? Give me 8. Imagine you go develop what you like and the company covers your business expenses, business trip expenses. And Top Leaders Council, they are those people who will be nominated to this council. They are the ones who will manage different projects. This is an additional recognition, streams of income, or additional communication circle. And here I'd like to share my vision and why since 2014 I said that I bought my one-way ticket, single ticket. What does it mean that I bought one-way ticket with no possibility to exit? And I don't plan to stay somewhere and say, guys, I'm done. Everything is done in this company. It's time to leave. I am here till the very end, as said before. And why? I will explain. Once I looked at the people who worked for large corporations, and they are managers, they are leaders of countries, country managers, they are in the council of in the directors board. And one difference I felt, none company, no matter which you give me, even Elon Musk company, where you may become one of the lead specialists or regional managers for fundraising or selling galaxy flights, none company will give you today the experience which the company gives, Evorich gives, experience in sales, in leadership, expertise in management, expertise in problem solving, in looking for solutions, your skills and abilities to motivate and encourage and to share information, to convey information. And you see which personality a person becomes when he gets to the rank of a top leader.
Could you please go to the next slide? So this is for you to understand who top leaders are. And this is why Andrey in the beginning said that we need to revise things, because if a person does not do certain things, they cannot be considered top leaders, simply can't. And if you today have a president status, give me a plus in the chat. If you're a president today in the company, give me a plus in the Russian chat. Okay, we do have presidents. Wonderful. Now, give me 2 pluses if you're a president and you have been in the company. 3 pluses, 2 pluses, sorry, 2 pluses. If you're a president and have been in our company for more than 3 years. And now give me 3 pluses if you're a president, you have been 3 years and your structure is more than 80,000 people. 3 pluses, 3 years, a president and more than 80,000. Okay. Now, if your monthly turnover is 1 million units, I guess he means team's turnover. Give me 4 pluses if your structure's team over is more than 1 million. Good. We have such leaders. Good. Well, guys, you see that those people are in our ambassadors council. You have structures who generated more than 35 million in over the entire period. Give me 5 pluses if your structures generated more than 35 million. Russian chat, please. Armand doesn't see English chat. Armand, я прошу прощения, сколько? Give me 6 pluses if your personal investment is more than 100,000 units or dollars. 6 pluses if you have invested more than 100,000. And we have the winner, I think. Well, truth be told, guys, give me a 4 in the chat if you want to make it to the presidential council. And while you're doing that, I wanted to remind you who presidents are. In addition to the bonus that Andrey Khavratov mentioned, that all presidents will be co-owners of the American company. It should be a speaker of the company, a person who already were the member of the local leadership council, top leaders company council, and now they want to be a member of the presidential company. Those are people who create presentations, trainings, who never come and ask, what should I do? Those are people who know how to set up their internal energy and turn it into the outside external energy. People who know how to handle energy information practices. Do you have such people? Give me a one in the chat who know what meditations are, what influence through energy information practices is. Great. So you're already close to being the candidate. Guys, Armand doesn't see the English chat, so your efforts are wasted in the English chat. And also it's a person who works 100% in this company. Because lots of people, they run from one company to another company, but presidential council members are people who say, this is my family. And if you feel that this is your family, give me a plus in the chat. And most importantly, one of the most important points is that each one of you has to own their own investment portfolio. Let me reveal a secret to you. But before that, I would like to tell you the following. Currently, when talking to people who have been in network marketing companies, businesses for quite some time now, they don't have an inkling of an understanding how to make their own investment portfolio. And what Evorich gives today and what the Evorich ecosystem gives today is invaluable experience that allows you to create multiple sources of passive income. And my realization why I'm in this company until the very end, because there is no point for me trying to chase extra buck, extra money. I already created my own investment portfolio. I already created my financial freedom. And what I'm doing here in this company is my hobby, which I'm getting paid for handsomely. So how do you like it? So give me a 10 in the chat if you want to know whether you qualify, whether you have what it takes. Let's go to the next slide. Yeah, this slide here. Okay, now please pay attention. So those are the benefits and privileges that will be received by people who will make it to the presidential council. So we had 1 year since last event until this year's event that we're going to have in October. So we will all kind of lose things that we will not be able to confirm our status. So first of all, it's opportunity to earn extra income outside your structure up to 5% of the world's total. Career opportunities, membership in the presidential council. We're talking about the management of the company. And here I will give the floor to Andrey to tell you more who he's looking for or who he will admit to the presidential council and why those specific people. It's an opportunity to grow your personal brand. It's like trips, trainings. It's experience that you cannot really put any monetary value to. Also, you'll be able to implement your own ideas, businesses, as the Italian team did today, headed by Emanuele Baroni, which is the digital guarantees. It's a person who came over and said, like, look, guys, I have a team, I have leaders, they're working, and let me add extra value to the company. This is what a member of the Presidential Council is. And now give me a 9 in the chat if you clearly understand that the Presidential Council is the place you want to be in. You want to make strategical decisions for the company. You have lots of ideas and you would like to implement them. Give me a 9 in the chat if that's who you are or want to be. So in the end, we will distribute the form. Well, we already have many of your forms, but we will hand out this form. You have to fill it in, all of you present here today. We're talking about already the screening selection process, and we have 1 month left only. Well, maybe a little bit more than a month. Yes. For you to analyze your structure and see where you need to improve things so that you would be picked for the Presidential Council, and then at Dubai's event, your names to be heard or pronounced as the next top leaders, local leaders, and presidents in our company, which is aiming to have at least 1 billion financially educated people and people who will be sharing in the hundreds of trillions of dollars. So if you are one of them, take a screenshot of the next slide and add it to your collage dream board if you want to implement that in the same way that I wanted it to do back in the day. And I still want to do it, by the way. And now we have, who is the next speaker, Dragosh? No, it's Mila will introduce the next speaker. Okay. So guys, ladies and gentlemen, fingers crossed, as they say, and let's do what it needs to be done for you to make it to the local leaders, top leaders, and Presidential Council. Mila, you have the floor. Thank you, Armand. Can we go to the next slide, please? So I wanted to talk to you about speakers. Over the past year, we noticed that our network is growing. We have registrations, we have new ranks, but for some reason, we don't have new speakers. And when I say speakers, I mean not only people who work with their structures, with their network, but people who could help the company grow, because we have lots of common joint trainings, events, such as MLCI Pro, personal growth development trainings. We have lots of corporate conferences and trainings. And every time when we have a new month beginning, we ask the same question: who is going to run those trainings and events? Who is going to conduct them? And guys, if you think that you are the company, as Armand said, if you aim to grow in this company, if you want to fulfill your dreams and achieve your targets, and if you're ambitious enough, I think such people should necessarily be speakers as well and act as speakers. We have more and more conferences, trainings, events, and for some reason we have the same people speaking. So I asked you already, but I'll do it again. Who of you would like to be a speaker and help the company grow? Give me a plus in the chat. Not only work with your structure, but represent the company. Guys, I'm sorry, Mila won't be able to see you in the English chat. I kind of said it a million times already. So starting this year, we're changing the format of work of our company. And in October, we're going to announce new councils. We will announce the names, the members of the local top leadership council and presidential council. And we are also opening a new department unit, call it whatever you want. It's like a new position, I guess, where we will be working with speakers. And today, the education department, represented by Annette, Dana, Stephanie, did quite a lot of work. Galina is helping them to interact and work with speakers and prepare the slides. But every time we prepare an event or a training, we ask ourselves, who's going to do it? So that is why, starting this year, we decided to single out a group of people who would like to be speakers of the company. Or for that, you need to be either a consultant, manager, or higher. The reason why we added the status requirement is because the trainings that we conduct, like $1 Million Partner, MLCI, personal growth, self-development growth, the Academy of Private Investors Development courses, people needs to be hosts, need to be qualified. They need to have taken the journey themselves before teaching others. Because if you're not a consultant, then how you can teach someone else how to become a consultant? Also, regarding the investment topics, how can you teach anyone about making a investment portfolio if you don't have an investment portfolio yourself? So the must-have rule, I don't know, is for you to have some kind of achievements. It can be a rank, it can be some kind of investment financial achievements. Maybe you have some trainings that you use for your network, for your partners, and you see that those trainings help other people achieve their ranks faster and make them make presentations more effectively. But most importantly, you need to be able to show and practice or explain the topic that you're teaching. That's why you need to have the proper status. Time in the company should be 1 year or more. It's a tentative criterion. Of course, there are exceptions. There are newcomers who have joined our company recently, like a couple of months ago, but I already see that some leaders from the Netherlands are going to be very cool speakers. And they haven't been in the company for more than a year, but I'm sure that will get qualified and they will be soon enough ready to conduct trainings of their own and grow in the company. Therefore, we need that person on average to be a year or more in the company, and then we will consider each case individually and see what topic they would like to speak on. This is very important. Also, if that speaker is going to talk about investment topics, then they need to have experience in investing. And as you know, we're launching a new course that will be held online and offline in Dubai, which is the investment consultant. By the way, give me a plus in the chat if you already purchased the package investment consultant. So those are our first starlets that will in future be able to become speakers for that course. Some people are finishing, those who will finish the investment consultant, which is the highest category, you will be able to teach other students, category 1, 2, and 3, or 3, 2, and 1. So it should be a person who first studies themselves something, practices, shows results, and then they are ready to teach others to do the same. And on the right, you can also see what are the welcome skills and experience, like public speaking skills, either offline or in Zoom, experience of speaking at webinars, events, conferences, and corporate webinars. I guess the first step for any speaker is to attend corporate webinars. If you haven't yet held a corporate webinar, start from corporate webinars. It's not even about attending, it's about conducting as well. So corporate webinars, trainings, and then you can become speakers at more qualified trainings like MLCI Pro, where a speaker is not only the one who delivers the topic, but who is also a coach and a mentor working with their own group. Also, a speaker preferably needs to have interest in passing the knowledge on to the next generation. It's not like you came, said something and left. No, the aim of any training is to show to people information, give them an instrument, motivate them towards taking actions, and prove that this particular instrument works, that it helps you achieve your goal. And most importantly, like the main point of our company, our ideology, which is the new economic evolution of the world, which will allow people to implement their dreams. And only after people implement their dreams, they will be truly free. We won't have any conflicts in society. There will be no upper class, lower class. Every person will be living a life of their dreams and will reach their true calling or destiny. And the speaker needs to feel that they enjoy teaching others. It's not like they're just holding the trainings for the sake of, checking the box, like I held the training, pay me. No, a speaker is a person who is interested in their students getting better, developing, growing, and using their skills, the knowledge that they received during the training in their lives, and then see tangible results. Also, a speaker, if there is such a possibility, should take either online or offline speaking, the art of public speaking course. We have Igor Nizavibatka and his public speaking course in the back office. You can take a personal course with Igor, where he will tell you what you should pay attention to, how to work on Zoom, how to work with people, how to involve people in discussion. And also you can purchase a group-based training where you can also learn the basics of how to become an effective speaker, so that people would not only hear your information, but for them to digest, to perceive that information, and to take it in. And last but not least, it's the academic experience or teaching qualifications. It's not essential but welcome. There is this statistics who are the most important successful MLM leaders. Usually they're teachers. Can you imagine? And there are two main reasons why teachers are good MLM leaders. The first reason is because they know how to teach. Teachers know how to teach. And second of all, they have lots of patience. So imagine the most important qualities of a successful network leader: to teach, be able to teach, and have patience. Also, a successful speaker is a person who knows how to teach and has patience, because our goal is to give value to every student of ours, for them to be able to develop and pass that knowledge on after the training. Let's go forward. Let's move on. Also, we have some additional percentages that we're going to pay to speakers. First of all, it's the opportunity to earn extra income outside your structure. So depending on the training, and some speakers will be needed for webinars, global webinars or trainings, like pinpoint trainings, individual trainings. And there are speakers who can create their own course. In Evorich, we have three main segments of development, which is the business and everything related to business topics. Then we have leadership growth and the development of your structure, network work, and so on.
And we have investment components, as well as the component of the educational academy, which needs speakers. And depending whether you are the speaker of the existing course, like MLCI Pro, or you can create your own course where from scratch to level 3, 4, 5, like you designed it, you will teach people. And depending on whether you are a speaker of the existing course or the developer of the new course, your remuneration will depend on it. And it will depend on the sales of the new training. We had a training, MLCI Pro, which was attended by 10 speakers. And there are the sales of this course. And subject to speakers being present at the session, they were active, working with the students later on, and subject to them signing an additional agreement, new agreements with speakers, then you will get your percentage of the sales of the overall training, and we will scale it up to all our projects and to all other domains, as we need good speakers who can in a good way teach all the information. The first opportunity is extra stream of income. Secondly, a career opportunity to become an official speaker of the company. When you grow, when you become a mentor or a coach for others, you will see that your events, your trainings, so people attend them from around the globe. We have such webinars where people come in hundreds, depending on the speaker. If you are a new speaker only, the beginning speaker, there will be some programs for you to grow. But to be an official speaker of the company, this is very prestige. And you can organize new courses, training sessions to develop your own personal brand. And it's very vital, as from the one hand, on the one hand, you grow as a speaker, as a mentor, as a coach, but at the same time, on the other hand, you promote your own brand, and more people will be attracted by you. And here, you grow not only as a speaker, but your brand grows, and you can expand the coverage of those people you train. You can position yourself as a professional coach, and you can create sales on your landing page and invite people to your structure for them to get access to you. And there are a lot of people actually who meet our company for the first time. They would like to register under the speaker. So did you face this when you spoke at some event, at some webinar, and people saw your page, they saw you speaking, and then they contacted you asking that I would like to register only under you, because I see that you can clearly explain everything. Therefore, this is an additional driver of your growth, of your structure, of your career. And when you create your own trainings, act as a speaker, the company also pays for your business trips to other countries, and you will see that together with your personal growth, it will lead to the growth of your structure. And therefore, this is for those who would like to add value to our brand ecosystem. Well, I see in the chat that there are those people who are knocking your doors, willing the speaker to be his upline. Look, I always tell people, if you want to be signed up under me, unfortunately, you are to be signed up under the person who invited you. But as a speaker, your personal growth, this is a unique opportunity. And in particular today, when you can earn an additional percentage, if it is your calling, if it is your person to teach others, now there is a possibility to commercialize your hobby. This is another stream of income. Let's move on. I believe I've covered this as well. One more slide, please. Next slide. Well, thank you, Annette. In the chat, you see speakers' forms to be filled out by those people who would like to become speakers. Well, first of all, you must write down where you are and your rank, your achievement, your structure and its volumes, and which trainings you already took, maybe in our company or additional trainings, as we are looking for qualified people who may teach, act as speakers. And please indicate as well which topics you would like to present. It could be a topic on personal growth or meditation, transformation, some financial topic. indicate the topic, specify the topic you would like to speak on. There is a great example. Claudia with Ivan Polyanchik and Olga, who one day wrote down that we have no courses on blockchain and we would like to make one. We are ready to develop it from scratch to the end. We will arrange this webinar, but we believe that this blockchain course will help our company. Did you take that blockchain course? Give me a plus in the chat box. By Claudia, Olga, Ivan Polyanchik, and another Ivan. Okay, and give me 2 if you learned something new, for whom this course was really valuable. You found some value in that blockchain course. Great. But imagine that Claudia did not make this offer and there was no course and no one would learn it. Well, look, each of us can give some value, each of us and every. And if you see that there is some domain where we can improve, then please tell us about this. Offer your interesting trainings, your topics. We have huge new ecosystem composed of about dozens of companies. There could be different trainings, webinars that will be valuable, handful, and each webinar, every course aim either to motivate people and increase volumes, or he will get some knowledge thanks to which he will become more encouraged, more motivated, and again, it will result in higher volumes. And each course aims at attracting more and more people to our ecosystem. Therefore, if you see any area to improve and you have the relevant knowledge, then you must fill out that form. And within the next 2 weeks, we will come back with the education department to our speakers, and there will be a separate session on which topics could be offered. Okay, super. Hopefully this topic about speakers is clear. If it is clear, if you understand everything, those criteria for speakers and opportunities, give me a plus, please. And another topic I'd like to discuss with you is opening of an office. Many partners write that they would like to open an office in their countries. We thought for a long time how to promote it, and we found some golden middle. Look, the offices will be opened in those countries where we see that there is some work. Next slide. We see that most countries, because of COVID, of lockdown, work online. And many offices the company has today, unfortunately, are empty. And if you put yourselves into the shoes of a business owner, if you are responsible for this office, then ask yourselves whether these costs are driven by the sales generated by your region. I understand that many people would like to have an office. When there is an office in the country, it's easier to make a presentation. We are an official company. There is the postal address, go and look. But when we open an office, there are additional conditions to be met. For instance, office will be open in a country where over the last 3 months there is a growth of the sales from 100,000. In month 1, 100,000, month 2, 130,000, and month 3, 250,000. So there is this growth trend. These are not the figures to be met, but there is this growth potential. And don't select office premises and sign a contract for 5-10 years. We don't know what may happen in 5-10 years. Let's act as entrepreneurs. This is the budget stolen from the company to open an office. Therefore, the terms and conditions of opening an office should be cost efficient. And those countries who would like to open an office then look for office premises that could be extended every 30 days, or there are some flexible terms. For instance, you give a 30 days notice and you may leave this office. So when you don't sign a contract for 5, 10, 20 years, so then this office could be very mobile. And when we see that in the region there are leaders, office is occupied, there are no restrictions, for instance, that only one person may be in an office, and we see that the country is growing, office is of use, and then no problem, office could be opened. Now we set up affiliates and offices are registered in these subsidiaries, not the person. And then no problem, office could be open. But if your country at this particular moment is in lockdown, or there are some bans, or you see that you can go online, I believe Italy is one of the good examples. Italy has no office and all the trainings, conferences are done in Zoom, and whenever there is a large event, then they rent some audiences, some venues for these events. For instance, once a month, there are some events, then they rent a venue for 150 people, and there are no continuous costs for the office, for its maintenance, cleaning, for the director of the office, for the accountant, as there are a lot of entries in costs. If you may operate in such a flexible way, and or in case in your country there are any restrictions, maybe you don't need an office, you'd better move online, and once a month or once 2 months, you can rent some venues in a hotel or any other premises where you may work with your partners. And I believe that this pattern of work is of higher relevance, as there are countries with empty offices, as office is not ready, or there are some restrictions on the number of people to be gathered. So therefore, I do request all of you, if you want to open an office and your office meets those criteria I mentioned above, please let us know, and then we will send to you a full document, the regulation for offices. And for the region and its offices, 5% is allocated, and out of this 3% is local leadership council and 2% is office expenses. And this 2% includes rental, marketing, and salaries and wages related to the office, including director, accountant, if any, and office manager. 5% altogether for the development of the region. If you have any questions, please come back, ask your questions, and we will discuss separately with those people who would like to open their offices. But I believe for the time being, this information suffices. Please give me a plus if it is clear everything I said about offices. Okay, next slide then. Hopefully you got some additional information today that will help your career and will help you your new role as a speaker, who knows? And many of you actually got your questions answered about the offices, as it was one of the frequently asked questions. Now I'd like to hand over to Andrey, and we will start our part with questions and answers. Thanks to you all. Welcome once again. This is from Andrey. Can we disconnect the presentation, or do we have this background questions and answers? Well, greetings once again. And in the end, to conclude our today's meeting, I'd like to call upon those people who filled out the questionnaire. It was sent to all those people who believe that multi-level crowd investing business could become their life. And why we created that questionnaire. And we would like to work actively with these people. I will explain. I am not saying that those people who for over the last 7, 5, 3, 4 years have been working with us, that these people, someone is driving. Look. Those people who worked, someone wrote, Andrey, we were from the very beginning, we did a lot, but now you treat us this way. And this is from leaders, presidents, vice presidents. And I told them, guys, first of all, you got a lot of bonus CIU points. You convert it into CIU, and we see that now you sell them for nothing. And those who come to Dubai, you know, you will learn our plans about CIU, and I am hopeful that we will reach a decent price and it will be kept at this level over 50 cents. Whereas today we see these people sell it at pennies, whereas they are vice presidents or presidents. Secondly, I looked through their earnings. Some of them earned over 300,000 US dollars, 500,000 US dollars, or even over 1 million. Whereas today they are retired. I will be bold, it's a joke, but among our 1.7 million as community, let's be frank with ourselves. There are a lot of people who are either rehabilitated by Evorich or they moved to MOOC. I'm joking. So it means that they do nothing for the company almost, but they earned good bonuses. And when token earns 1, 2 US dollars, 10 US dollars, and decent dividends are paid, and they will be paid. And I talked about this at our last closed meeting. So these people earned the maximum, but we would like to find new people with whom we will develop this company. And under the worst scenario, and we discuss it with Armand, he says, let's assume that there are only 2 of us, me and you, and no one else. And okay, let's assume. Then let's have a look what we can do. We can make rendezvous, activate people, motivate them. We know where to take people from. We know where the company moves and where it will come. And we must create new partners and business partners and clients who will have look at this business in a different way. Those people who first of all worked with SWIG, then crypto unit program, whereas now we transited to a totally new format. Yes, it is a bit gray zone. It's legal, it's law-abiding, but our goal has always been to enter the big business, become fully legal. And there are a lot of companies in fintech, financial sector. There are a lot of projects that already generate profits, quite small profits, but profit making anyway. And our two objectives are to create this and to develop these projects and to develop and grow our partnership network. And therefore, we would like to work more actively with those people who are ready to make 5 rendezvous a day, or even better, 10 rendezvous a day. And I call upon you as leaders, if you have a network and you can find people in it who are ready to work actively and build new levels of the company, both clients and the future of the company. What is needed? You simply need to train them. I will give you my example. Look, I see that my structure is collapsing, my business is collapsing. I select the people, telling them, guys, would you like to have at least 10, 20,000 US dollars within this year earned? Who's ready? And I make a list. Well, the first thing you need is to invest or to buy my training, and I start training you. And today, you are to invest into the invest consultant training, because neither Mila nor Dragas said this, and Armand, the investment products of NEEW ecosystem could motivate, and so they could be promoted by invest consultants only. And the task of investment consultant is create professional investors or category 1, 2, 3, or advanced or highest category. They are professional traders and professional managers. So this is one of the tasks. We work with a client, we offer him a chance to study investment, to become well off, rich, and shape his own portfolio, get training, and start investing into our investment program in NEEW ecosystem. That is, the product is available, and it is available both in installments and with single time payment, and it will be cheaper, but it will be more expensive if it is done in installment, and study what investing is and earn money to become a co-owner. And you can become a co-owner through 2 ways.
So the first way is you buy WCRU tokens, and we have 3 more programs in preparation. In addition to the WCRU, we have CADEX program in CRU back office. So there is a CADEX program. We have an agreement. We offer the same price as they offer retail. But if people buy this program from us, it's a crypto top 100 crypto trading program. So if we sell more than 1,000 license, we get 20%, more than 1,500 and 30%, and over 2,000 licenses, it's 30%, 40%. And then this is the profits of our company. If you go to CADEX directly, you won't get those opportunities. You just buy their package for $1,200 and get the same license that we offer. And this license allows you to purchase a top 20, top 50, top 100 cryptocurrency index. It's up to you. And I know that there are lots of partners of ours who already invested. They wrote to me directly. And now you get the chance to connect your people as well. Another program in the preparation is top 17, top 35 cryptocurrencies. It's an index program too, but working on a different algorithm. This is our development. And there will be bots later on. There will be some algorithms that will be managing your portfolio on the crypto market. The third product in the making, and we will present it in Dubai, is hedge fund. And the fourth product is the provision of liquidity for one stable coin. And the return on the liquidity provision project is expected at 30% per year. It's a low risk, almost no risk no risk to low risk investments, guaranteed investments of providing liquidity for stablecoin on our blockchain. So those are 3 products in the making, and they will be available only to category 1, 2, or 3 professional investors. CADEX is for everyone now, and later on it will be only for category 3 professional investor. This product of ours will be available to category 2 and hedge fund plus provision of liquidity for a stablecoin is a product that will be available only to category 1 professional investor. So those are investment products that are going to be quite interesting. Interesting because if you compare them to USDT and what USDT and USDC did, we analyzed the history and we saw that USDT made a capitalization of almost 300 billion with the total sales volume of USDT around $2 trillion. So those stable coins that we're preparing and the people who will come to Dubai will know about it and what kind of terms and conditions of investing are. But again, it will be available only to category 1 professional investors. Those professional investors who will want to make money on recruiting other investors will have to become investment consultants. So the first thing you need to do is to make a decision to become an investment consultant. And today you can enjoy quite a big discount with the second group of students in November. And these sales will start on the 25th of September. The minimum price will be $3,500 minimum price, and the maximum price it will be up to $8,000. It's 10 months installment payment, $800 a month. So dear friends, you can already see some opportunities here. Some people wrote me like, I don't have money for that. Well, you can earn money for that. When I opened my academy in 2011, there was a guy, and I calculated how much money he made in 1 year. It was around 30,000 per year. He was selling my courses, and it was 1-tier affiliate program, referral program back then. And he said, can I use the bonuses and learn from you? And I said, of course you can. So he used the money earned to learn, to study, plus he withdraw $20,000. So he both promoted my courses and studied at those courses. And now he has courses of his own because he has now more than 5 years in investing. So this is the opportunities that you get. Another important thing is that you need to understand. So what is 5 rendezvous a day? And let us together calculate. Let's dream a little bit here. So what if everyone present here, and we have 180 participants in the Russian room. So let's say 180 have 5 rendezvous a day. It's 900 rendezvous a day. Multiplied by 30 days, it's 27,000 rendezvous a month. If you use the techniques that Armand and Mila uses, around 30-50% of the people, or even more. Armand has a bigger conversion rate with the people that he trains. Well, if it's 50% of people that pay $1,000, it will be $13.5 million. So this is the kind of volume we can generate by having just 5 rendezvous a day. So what is 5 rendezvous a day? If you give half an hour to each rendezvous, it's 2.5 hours. So this is what 5 rendezvous a day means. Even if a person is doing some other job, that we have some project managers here that didn't have time for that, 5 rendezvous a day is 2.5 hours a day. To have those 5 rendezvous, you need to find people on Instagram, Facebook, and other ways. You spend 1 more hour. So 3.5 hours a day takes you to find people and have 5 rendezvous a day. So let's take a look at what kind of earnings you're going to have if you have 5 rendezvous a day. Multiplied by 30 days, it's 150 rendezvous. It's $75,000 in the first level, multiplied by 8%. So this, you can make up to $6,000 at least if you have people. And if you don't have people, then, well, you know my story. I lost my structure 4 times. 3 times it was like absolute zero. And the first time I remember I was fed up with working with old people. No matter how many rendezvous I held, they wouldn't engage. And I said, okay, that's it. I created the materials and I started working on my first level only, holding meetings. And I was making $10,000 or more on personal sales. And it was even less than 100 rendezvous a day. Oh, sorry, months, not a day. I had less than 100 rendezvous a month, and yet I earned personal income was $10,000. So, dear friends, pay or give 3.5 hours a day to set on a new path, new journey. So 2.5 hours a day, it's well, 2 and 3 hours a day if you take the investment consultant courses to learn new trade, and overall you will spend 6-7 hours up to 8 hours a day you will spend on the investment development and the profession investment consultant. And the second part of it is to build your structure anew. And now the question is, dear friends, well, let me paraphrase it. Give me a 5 in the chat if you're working professionally in our business. Those who are professionals of our business, give me a 5 in the chat. What I mean is you work only in MLCI business, nowhere else. So the second question is, can you give 8 hours a day of your time to have a quick start? Purchase the investment consultant course, give me 10 in the chat, and have 5 rendezvous a day. So those who can find 8 hours for that, give me 10 in the chat. So, dear friends, well, the answer is obvious. If we're professionals, if we work professional in this business, so what do we need to do? To group together or regroup and set on a new journey. I remember the story of a very legendary company and a legendary person, and give me 1 in the chat if you worked in Herbalife. And give me 2 in the chat who knows that there was such a company, Herbalife. 2 if you know about its existence, and there is even several ones, those who work there. They have this legendary persona, Mark Hughes, the CEO of the company. When I started working in this business, and my immediate sponsor, my 4th level above me, was from Herbalife, he adored Mark Hughes. He said, he's my God in MLM business. And I said, why, Pavel? And he told me how he met with Mark, how he learned from him. And he told me this story when it was 7th anniversary of the company, and the company grew very rapidly. They opened in 1980s and 80, and it was 1987. The volumes went down, leaders went to other companies. So this guy handpicked around 50 leaders, and he personally, with them, started traveling across different countries and cities and doing business. And he said, I met one of the leaders, one of my uplines, and that leader was personally recruited by Mark Hughes. And when it was the 8th anniversary of the company, it was 10th anniversary, 12th anniversary, it was 1992. They celebrated it in Barcelona, if I'm not mistaken, and they convened 35,000 people in Barcelona. It was 1992 or 91. Those who worked in Herbalife know those figures for sure, I know. And on the 11th anniversary, one of the famous business coaches went to train Jim Rohn. He has very wonderful books, like 5 Fragments in the Mosaic of Life, Seasons of Life, and well, they might have a different title in English. We are reverse translating here, and the 7 Strategies for Achieving the Goals, something like that. So, guys, the reason I'm saying that is that you have this unique opportunity to build your own business, create your own business. So what do you need for this first push? Is to reconsider your goals and dreams. Most probably your goals and dreams are not the ones that you really would like to have. So revise them, reconsider them, because goals and dreams that you had a year ago, even 5 years ago, most probably they're not relevant anymore because you already achieved them. Maybe some of them are not really needed if you reconsider. The way I did it, I always give this example. I founded the Academy of Private Investors. I'm not talking about this network marketing, but I had the same situation in network marketing too. I did it exactly the same. I set up my new business, and a new business for me means that I do everything anew. I revise my goals and dreams. First of all, dreams. Then I write down my goals. Then I develop the action plan and what I need to do to achieve, to implement that action plan. I did it in MLM business before 2011, 2009, because in 2009 I left MLM business and started learning internet business. And in 2011 founded the Academy. In the Academy, in just 1 year, I achieved incredible results. In just 1 year, I had 1,000 subscriptions per day. I told Arman about it recently. It's like 1,000 rendezvous a day, because a person who visited my page, they saw my video where I was talking to them, and they subscribed to learn more, to see what I'm offering. It's like a mini rendezvous for 3 minutes. And then there were 8 more videos, 10 minutes, 12, 15 minutes each, that they received for 9 days. And there were bonus videos. That's how I monetized my base online, in the online business, in 10-day stops. Today, you can monetize it with the MLM MLCI business very easily. You meet a person today, tomorrow you have a rendezvous, then a follow-up rendezvous the day after. In 3 days, you have a presentation. Maybe you will conduct the presentation, 4 meetings, and they can already invest or purchase the product and pay 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, depending on what you're offering. So the first thing is to revise your goals and dreams, then develop a clear-cut action plan. And the third thing, I might be rough, but too blunt, but you regroup, you get your crap together, and start doing things. Because without taking actions, there can be no result. You need to start taking action. If you held 5 rendezvous today and you have 0 result, then you need to congratulate yourself and thank yourself. You know why? Because you held 5 rendezvous. So if you haven't held rendezvous in a long time, you had 5 of them, and then next day you have 5 more. Cheer yourself, say well done, because you achieved your plan. You met your targets, 5 rendezvous a day. And it doesn't matter that none of them came to business, but you did what you were supposed to do. And those who are already making 2, 3, 5 rendezvous a day, then guys, I'm asking you a question. Ask yourself a question: how to make sure that you have 10, 20, 30, or even 100 rendezvous a day? Ask yourself this question, how to do it, because depending on the number of rendezvous a day, you will have the relevant result. So ask yourself a question: what should I do to have 10 rendezvous a day in the same 2.5 hours? So what should I do for me to be able to have 20 rendezvous a day and spend the same amount of hours, 2.5 hours? Armand and I and other top leaders, I know, guys, you take courses from very renowned planetary coaches. They can tell you anything, but you will be able to do that, and you will do that only when you find the answer to this particular question, like I did, in the past. So my goal was in August 2011, at one of the trainings on the destiny. At my first session, I found my destiny, my calling, and I realized this is what I was meant for. And my destiny, my predestination was to help 1 million people become millionaires. And for that, we need to have 1 billion people community, for them to know what 8 rules of private investors are. And now I revised my goals, and I want that billion people to be at least category 3 professional investors, category 1, 2, or 3, because if a person learns the 8 rules of a private investor, it's not enough for them to be a professional in investing. And I revised my goals, and today I will reformat it. For that, what you need You need to have 10, 15 rendezvous a day, sometimes even 100 rendezvous. Those PR guys that I work with, I tell them, guys, I want to have 100 subscribers a day. And you can do it by email marketing, chatbots, other different mechanisms and tools. I will prepare a video, and I would like to have from 100 to 1,000 subscribers a day. The reason I want it like this, because 1,000 subscribers a day multiplied by 365 days, it's 365,000 new subscribers a year that I get, among which at least 10-15% will start doing MLCI professionally. So it's 36,500 people per year who will be doing MLM marketing with me. So set your own goals. But I want to tell you, if you set yourself a goal of 1-2 rendezvous a day, then simply cross it out and say a minimum 5, a minimum 100 rendezvous a month, at least 100 rendezvous a month. And I suggest all of you guys, our partners who want to make it to the new leadership council, who want to make it to the presidential council, because the presidential council will be created for all the presidents to be there, but they need to confirm their presidency, because unconfirmed or non-requalified presidents will not be present in the presidential council. If there are no such presidents this year, well, we will make sure that we will have them next year. We'll have 10 presidents, and we will make 10 presidents in 1 year for sure. So what I wanted to wish you, dear friends, dream, set specific goals, and act, because only this will help you shape the speed of business growing and will shape you as a person. And I would like all of you guys in a very short time to really reconfirm your statuses according to the new marketing plan, to be top managers or higher, because the top manager is that transition rank. Once achieved, you perceive this business in a totally different way. And those people who will get on board now and who won't make it until the 1st of November to confirm their status, but they will activate themselves. We will see it, because the new marketing plan will kick in and we'll see the real picture. But if we see that the person is active, we will give those people their old statuses. We'll give them a chance. We will do it really manually, but we will do it only towards people who are really active in our eyes. Not just people, I'll give it a try. No, why would we bother? Why would we bother? Wait for the leaders to grow beneath you, under you, and maybe you will then to become a true leader yourself. But I'm sure that you guys are capable of doing that in order to move forward and move that business too. You know, one more thing, imagine that a company right now is building a NEEW from scratch. And my question to you, who remembers the 30th of March, 2019? Let's have a show of hands. And who liked what happened from the 30th of March to the 31st of March? Give me a 10 in the chat. And now give me 100 in the chat if you would like to see the same, but 100-fold more. And now imagine either on the 15th of September or on the 1st of October, there will be no more sales of W series token. There will be temporary suspension. And for 4 months, we will be incredibly promoting this token in all walks of life, which will then be back for sale on the 15th, 20th of February, when the first unlocked tokens will be released, and that's where the sales will be resumed. So we will do our best for us to launch the sales at $2 on the exchange. And before April, maybe by the 20th, 25th of April, the price may be as high as $5 a token. And the price of the WCRU token sold by UGPay Group will be at the level of the investment assessment that we'll get by the 31st of December 2021. If it's going to be 50 billion with 30 billion in the market, then it will be $1.50. If it's 30 billion investment evaluation and we have 30 billion in the market, then it will be $1 per token. And it will be the so-called, for us, it's going to be the third stage, but essentially, technically, it's going to be
and which is broadcast openly. This is the second stage of selling for many people. 4 months of preparation, 4 months to prepare. And let's imagine that each of us has at least 5 rendezvous a day. And we will find at least 1,000 partners who are ready to make 5 rendezvous a day. Can you imagine the sales in February, March 2022, and checks will be skyrocket. And the second product, we can make a lot of money and high checks. This is Everscent perfume. Right now in Dubai, those who come there will get these samples. You will get them. You will come back home with samples and you will see that it's amazing. This perfume is amazing. And when this program is launched on the 15th, 20th of September, there will be the website of Everscent where you can sign up people who would like to get free of charge as a gift Everscent. Simply shipment costs will be covered. Today we have 1.7 million and I have a question to you. Please tell me if you will tell your network about the perfume for them to register with Everscent and apply for these free samples. Give me 10 if you're going to work with your network about Everscent. Okay, great. Let's imagine that out of 1.7 million, only 5%, 85,000 people. And if every day we register 10 new people, 85,000 to be multiplied by 30, 2.5 million of new people to be registered under Everscent for them to get these free samples. And now let's assume that either at the end of November or early December, there is the start of sales of these 85 milligrams. And the price will be twice lower than sold afterwards. If only 20% pay for this is 5,100,000. This is 20 million bottles to be bought with the price of about $55. And the volume could be almost 1 billion only from Everscent. Could you calculate your checks? This is the second level before the sales of World CIU tokens. We have investment products. We have products. The perfume. What is the idea of perfume? But look, this strategy will boost our networks. Secondly, we will make sales and get a good check. And secondly, preparation of all these people for the sales in February, March. And look, when you see these figures and you can get involved in these activities, and you know, 2019 will seem like a kindergarten, like the primary school, what we had in 2019 compared to what we expect. I want to wish you, please dream and set up specific goals. Work with your thoughts, with your images, with your visualization. You see, Jose is showing a box of Everscent, 8 perfumes. And you know, our perfumery said that this is an exclusive series and $35 sales of samples. But if a person registers in Evorich community, he gets it for free. And he says these perfumes and this number, if they are branded, well-recognized brands, then they would cost at least 100 or 20 euros. But if you're registered with Evorich, you will get it for free, only pay for the shipment. Well, dear friends, Then let's look from a different angle, from a new angle at our business, at your business. What do you want specifically? Please get involved into these well performers, those having 5 rendezvous a day. Do you remember at school, we had 5 score system. So best performers at school. So please join this team of best performers who will make at least 5 rendezvous a day. And this way you will develop your business and the business of the company. Well, I will leave you because I'm having another webinar where now there is the Q&A session. Yes, if there are any questions, you are welcome. Thank you, Andrey, for your information, for your inspiration. I see your 5s in the chat box. Hopefully you are all revived and live and active. And therefore we wanted to connect to update you about all those criteria so that by October we see everyone. So if you are ready, then this date is decision-making date. And over September, we will supervise and monitor those who are showing their results. And these leaders will be in our next councils. Look, there were small volumes in terms of profit bonus. In July, the volume was only 500,000. Therefore, we didn't mention it at the closed meeting. And to date, the volume is over 2 million. There was the collapse that is, so the ceiling, the lowest ceiling is July 2021, whereas today we jumped high, doubled, and in August there will be 2 or 3 million, whereas in September I expect 5 or 10 million. Well, dear friends, let's end your vacations, your holidays, and let's move on. Bye-bye to all of you. Hugs and kisses to each and every. Thank you, Andrey. Do we have any questions about those you heard or saw today? No questions? Okay, great. Then well done. Then I will call it a day for today. Please marinate and digest well everything. And as Andrey said, think over your goals and write them down, what you want really. There is no need to be in a race. Please understand where your heart is, where you see yourselves, how you see your next 1 month, 5 months, 12 months, 2 years, 5 years, and think what you would like to do. There are a lot of opportunities, and I believe that everyone present today here found something new and quite likely changed a bit the way of your thinking you had before. I was really pleased to see many of you, and I will be delighted to see new speakers, new members of our leadership councils, presidential council, our new coaches, speakers. So see you next time. Bye-bye, and wish you a productive week ahead.